promise I'm gonna speak up when I hop about to cut. I promise I'm gonna speak up when I hop about to cut. I promise I'm gonna speak up when I hop about to cut. I promise I'm gonna make a scene. Got lights, cameras, action, but I promise that I won't be seen.
My name is Theodore.
My name is
and I am
Markeisha.
about 8 years old.
You 8?
And I'm 10.
9 years.
I was diagnosed with anxiety, depression, and PTSD.
Okay, do you recall what happened 6 years ago?
Okay.
I got taken away.
I don't really remember.
It felt like I was fighting a losing battle.
I felt sad, mad.
If there was one thing that you could tell a child going through the same
I just
thing.
wanted
Okay,
to
what's
tell
the
them.
hardest part about it? Easiest part to deal with?
There was a lot of obstacles, but I overcame them.
Children, just know that it will be alright.
Before I begin telling my story, I must give warning that this story may potentially trigger some people who have similar background stories and current situations. I cried reflecting on the past event. However, if we can find the strength to get through this story, you may find some valuable information throughout my story. If you don't think you can, I understand, and you don't have to endure the agony, guilt, or the emotions. Just remember you're strong and will come out victorious if you never give up. You can still leave questions in the comments, and I will try to help you even if you can't continue. That was enough. I didn't have any pepper spray or anything to defend me if things went bad. So I started sleeping in Walmart parking lot under the street lights at my job in the parking lot. Every now and then I stayed over at a friend's house, and sometimes if I was lucky I could afford a hotel room. Then the infamous COVID, shutting everything down, and for the first time my job was forced to let its employees work from home. But this was deemed difficult for me. There is no internet at home. I couldn't afford it. What home? Hotels didn't have Ethernet connections. I had to purchase a laptop and depended on the mobile hotspot on my phone or Walmart Wi-Fi or a friend's Wi-Fi. But my phone would die so quickly I couldn't get through the shift. Or the company computer would give me problems, and since it was so late at night, IT was closed. It was so frustrating, and my supervisor didn't make it any better. It didn't matter that I explained every issue with him, but he just didn't get it. If you wonder how I was able to purchase hotels and laptops, DoorDash was my saving grace. Plus, I wasn't working on the house. I was scared to go back. But my things were there, and my children still knew it as home. I still needed to fix it for them. I would go, but I wouldn't stay there long. One day, a brilliant thought popped into my mind. I decided I should take a trip. The second job never came through. I was over the job I was at. I called my friends and I told them my plan to travel the continental United States. I needed to get away for a little bit. My thoughts were, it made no sense for me to live somewhere where I can't get help, so I might as well go somewhere where I have an excuse not to have any help. The plan was for the trip to end in Arizona to see if I liked it or if I should just stay where I was. I had a friend travel with me initially. She was down for a good trip, and she made the first suggestion. She had family there, and that's where we were starting. Bags packed, car loaded. I got to Atlanta to pick her up. We dashed until about 8 for some money, and we hit the road, headed up north to Michigan to begin our epic adventure. At 10, I logged into my main job. Since I was driving, I took calls on my car speaker, and she did the typing on the computer. She was familiar with the system because she used to work there in the same way we met, but she had to leave it. We traveled up to Michigan, taking stretch breaks and food breaks, and dashing a little bit, and we made it. The only one in my family that knew I was gone was my eldest sister. No one else knew. Michigan was new energy to me. I met some of her family members for the first time, and others I had met at her wedding. They really made me feel like a part of the family. I had so much fun with them, and who knew that the favorite pastime of an entire family would be karaoke and singing. This was my element, being among creativity and talent and interests and hobbies similar to mine was a wonderful feeling. After we left from one family member's home, we went to another's, and there was more karaoke. I really gained confidence with them. I also met her brother's family for the first time. I had met him previously at her wedding, and his family was awesome too. In Michigan, there wasn't one family member that made me feel out of place.
I shine so bright, you might go